Hey everybody, One Wisdom here. It is Thursday, March 18th, 2015. Got most of these guys unboxed last night, St. Patrick's Day. Uploaded early into the morning. I basically went to bed around 7 or so a.m. But who needs sleep when you have something exciting to do? Now, we just took a look at Power Punch Pet Vac. He was Spring Edition item number 1 of 3, if you will. And what we're going to take a look at now is Eggsellent Weeruptor. Weeruptor has been a staple in the Skylanders franchise, obviously, this time around. We've got Weeruptor, who I have not had time to unbox. He's joined by Small Fry there. Looks like they forgot the ketchup. But that is what Weeruptor looks like. And here's Eggsellent Weeruptor. That's kind of... It's hard to do that, isn't it? There they are, side by side, kind of, for you to see and compare and contrast. Personally, I have to be honest and say I prefer the original aesthetics of Weeruptor. That said, you have to keep in mind... this isn't like some super cool alt-deco like a volcanic Weeruptor. This is designed to be like the official Spring Edition Easter. This is what you want in your Easter basket if you're younger, you know, or if you're a collector. This is your Spring Edition. This is the equivalent of Springtime Trigger Happy. Punk Shock, she showed up, you know, in the special Easter packaging last year. This is the Springtime Trigger Happy. Springtime Trigger Happy was in the same special packaging, but he had the full-on pastel treatment. It looked like he got just hog wild deep into a basket of pastel paint. Same thing here. I think he will look better out of the packaging, especially away from all of that red. So we're going to go ahead and... pink might have actually been better. I know what they were going for with the red. You know, you kind of have like the orange earthy tones there for the bunny. You've got the blue for Power Punch Pet Vac. And then, of course, he's fire element. So you kind of tie that in. But I think maybe like a pastel pink would have been a nice choice here. That said, Eggsellent Weeruptor. If you watch my early videos from the Skylanders Trap Team 3DS game, you should know we had Eggsellent Weeruptor on the horizon. Trigger Snappy in your hand, onto the portal and into the game. It's that simple. Works the same way for Eggsellent Weeruptor, who you can see there. Also featured in a shameless plug for the other Spring Edition Skylanders Power Punch Pet Vac and the Earth Trap. So we're going to come in now. Go ahead and get this guy opened up. These are tricky. These are different than anything I've ever unboxed. They're not hard to get into by any means, but you want to be real careful because that white you see, that is going to be our sticker sheet. So that is the code. It's facing in a different direction. And I'm going to try really hard not to bend or break anything. So let's see if we can slide this guy out. I will start by... Oh, I realize now I did not show anyone. I guess I showed the card for Power Punch, but I forgot to go back to it. So what they do here, this card is actually tucked in underneath a piece of plastic, and it is taped, but only on one side this time. So let's go ahead and try to just slide this out if we can. Very awkward, and again, I've never done these before. Alright. You know what? I'm just actually going to do it that way. I hate doing that, but I've got a lot to do tonight, and this is only part of it. So this one was only taped on one side, so I will very carefully peel that off. No surface was damaged there. He's wanting to pop out. We got all kinds of craziness going on right now. We'll come back to you. Eggsellent Weeruptor. Here is his stat card before I forget. Power, 120 of 250. Armor is going to be 80 of 250. Speed or agility, 100 of 250. Luck, 150 of 250. Add all that up, and we have got 200, 300, 450 out of 1,000, which is pretty salty. Bonus content, and since I didn't guess I did the math last time, Power Punch Pet Vac is sitting at, what? 200, 290, 370, 450. So 450 as well. 80 on the power, 80 on the armor, 160 agility, and 130 luck. So now I'm caught up, and we will leave it at that. But there's the artwork right there. Also included, what did I do with the sticker sheet? Here it is. That's just did not go as planned. Right there, Eggsellent Weeruptor. That's the artwork. Same thing on the card, just blown up a bit. There's his name tag. You can use that for your Power A stackable tackle boxes, your starter pack posters, notebooks, whatever you've got going on. So that is included. And then we actually have the rest of this. If you want to cut this out for any storage or posters or scrapbooks, go ahead and do that now. Also, something you could do is just cut the tape. This one is taped on both sides, but on the card it only caught one corner. So if you do that, it's actually kind of a cool thing, but just go ahead and cut that off. This has popped. You can just bend the back down like so. We'll go ahead and just move that out of the way. The way this is connected, you can see that little divot right there. You just want to lift up on that. We'll get that out of our way. And the way this comes packaged is like this. I'm having a hard time getting it seated. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Now, what you can do with this, obviously, you can turn it upside down in the yard, and it's going to be like, oh, what's that little one over there? Maybe it's got Skittles in it or something. And then whoever finds it's going to pick it up and be like, it's Eggsellent Weeruptor. You know, the Easter Bunny's awesome this year. You can turn it around, and of course, Power Punch did not fit well under this, but it is an option. You could actually stick it in the yard like that. Since this is a miniature Skylander, I believe it would fit in a standard size Easter egg. Don't hold me to that. I don't actually have one here. But if it did not, it would be very close, and I know for a fact it would fit into the larger size. Just like Power Punch, he is really, really, really in this thing. So we got him freed out, and this is Eggsellent Weeruptor. He looks way better out of the packaging, away from all that red. Again, the fire base kind of takes a little bit away from him just because it's such a huge contrast. But right there you can see the teeth. You can see kind of like the magma ball hands. They're of course blue here. If they change the colors of his attacks, that would just be incredible. It would look like a little rainbow, a confetti shooting crazy miniature madman. You can see kind of the scales like you would with an eruptor. I have this guy here. He's kind of still in progress, but that's a sublime eruptor. You will see him completed at some point in time. Just haven't had the time as of late. But this is Eggsellent Weeruptor. You can obviously pick up on the vibes there. What I like about it, and what you have a hard time seeing, obviously you've got kind of like the pastel baby blue or robin's egg or whatever color it is on the tips of the hand. Usually it's like an orange, red, yellow fade type situation. For example, like you see with Weeruptor in his standard form right there. Weeruptor's top crown is kind of the yellowy fire color. And this one, of course, matches the robin's egg blue. And then, of course, down here, they make it look like an egg, like he's hatching out of something. That is a pretty cool feature, in my opinion, and it is, honest to gosh, a pastel pink. Very pale color, but it looks very nice. The little dots that you can kind of see there are white. They actually put like a light purple across the teeth. It's something I don't think you can see here, but when you get Eggsellent Weeruptor in your hands, I believe you'll be able to pick up on that. So, don't have his background story. I can wing one. I don't plan these out. My apologies if it's horrible. We'll just go ahead and see what we can do. Now, Weeruptor's in-game stats: max health 290, speed 50, armor 18, critical hit 30, elemental power 25. I will compare and contrast that if I can here, and we'll see if he has any slight stat boosts over his counterpart. Eggsellent Weeruptor was hatched in the deep cavernous bowels of Mount Magma, Skyland's distant volcano, which radiated fire elemental energy for Skylanders. And Eggsellent Weeruptor was different than all his peers, where they like to swim in the lava. He preferred to hide Easter eggs. Eggsellent Weeruptor could be found running around the volcano, skipping across the lava and placing Easter eggs, pictures of Tech Element Skylander Boomer, paintings of Terrafin, and portraits of Stealth Elf all throughout the volcano, which angered some of the dedicated lava and fire element based Skylanders. Eggsellent Weeruptor's latest exploits involved going to the Skylander Academy, where he was seen placing an Easter egg on top of the mantle. You can find it right beside Auric, and it was at that point in time that Portal Master Eon spotted Eggsellent Weeruptor and noticed that he would be one of the only characters that could fit into the small crevice to the left of Skylands and access a secret area where you could sometimes retain a decent amount of coins after completing a chapter. And it was at that point in time that Eggsellent Weeruptor was invited to join the Skylanders and become a part of the team, fighting evil wherever he goes, and occasionally hiding Easter eggs. Could I have done better with that? Had I have scripted it? Absolutely. Did that sound sound horrible? No. I think I could almost pass that off as something I read out. So, that said, we will run with that for now. And again, this is Eggsellent Weeruptor. He will be available tomorrow at Toys R Us, supposedly. Don't hold me to that. That's what they said. And as you know, anytime there's some limited special we got it first, there's usually a good chance many of you head out to Toys R Us only to find your local store did not have anything, or you go and they've all been picked up by scalpers, or some other tragic outcome like that. The good news is, since these are the Spring Edition, it's going to be on the lines of what you've seen in the past with Winterfest Lobstar, Love Potion, Pop Fizz. The stock and quantity you saw with those characters should be very much an indicator of what you would see with these. At least that's how I would envision things. So keep that in mind. My advice, if you do plan to pick these up, or if you plan to give them to your kids, or anyone in your life that is into Skylanders, I would get them as soon as possible, just so you don't have to deal with the disappointment or running around at the last minute. But that said, this is Eggsellent Weeruptor. I'm excited to see him in-game, see if his attacks match his aesthetics, and more importantly, see how he compares with a regular Weeruptor stat-wise. So I will get that information up for you as soon as I can. If you take those links in the video description, you can go check out his unboxing video. When I get the introduction, I'll archive it there. I'll try to get the stat comparison for you. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video or all of the other Wave 4 unboxings. Tell your friends to do the same thing. It was much appreciated. And once again, for myself and Eggsellent Weeruptor, we will catch you later. He's little, so it takes some time for the camera to actually turn out.